So I've had this 2024 Ninja 500 for just over 5 months. I bought this bike, it was originally crashed, it was mostly cosmetic work, it really wasn't that bad. I needed new handlebars, fairings, little things here and there. But other than that, it was basically a brand new bike. So I fixed this bike up, I rode it around, it was really fun, except for one thing. When I test ride my bikes before I buy them, I will run them through all the gears, obviously make sure all the little stuff works, turn signals, hazards, stuff like that. I give them a pretty solid run through everything, make sure everything works, but I don't rip them that hard. It's somebody else's bike, and most of the time it doesn't have all the fairings on, it's missing stuff here and there. Sometimes the clutch levers aren't adjusted properly. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong if I was ragging on it going super high speeds. When I bought this bike, I took it out for a test ride. I didn't notice anything other than the cosmetic work, obviously, so all was good and dandy. So fast forward to when I got this bike all fixed and was riding it on the road. It was winter weather, to be fair, so I was riding it here and there, but not all the time, just because some days there was literally snow on the ground, other days there wasn't, so I was able to ride. So I rode it here and there, didn't notice any issues whatsoever. I was really happy with the bike. I always wanted a 400. I really missed my smaller bike. Just sending light bikes into turns is so fun. So I was really happy to have this bike and be able to ride it. So after the first 2 months of owning this bike, it was getting warmer out and I was riding it more and more. And I started to notice something weird. Sometimes it felt like the clutch was slipping. And I was like, that's weird. This bike has 4,000 miles on. It's a year old. It shouldn't have any issues. First thing I did, I checked the oil. The oil was a little dirty, so I'm like, okay, that could be it. I changed the oil. Still, once in a while, I started to notice the same feeling. So next, I adjusted the clutch lever, and I was like, that could be something else easy. Always run through all the easy stuff before you dive into anything crazy. So I adjusted that. Still felt the same issues. I'm like, that's really weird. I should do some research. So after doing a bunch of research, I found out that other people were having the exact same issues. Some guy, his bike was at 36 miles and the clutch was slipping. What? You should not have issues with the early life of your bike, especially under 1,000 miles. That's ridiculous. And apparently it used to be an issue with the 400s too, and they fixed it, but obviously not if this bike is also having that issue. It wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. So what I found out was apparently the manufacturer is putting in really light clutch springs since it is a beginner bike. I don't know why they would do that, because I was hitting, I don't know, 8,000 RPM when the clutch would slip. You're telling me a beginner eventually will not do that too? I don't think so. So just in case I burnt out the OEM clutch with the light springs and kind of ripping the bike apart, I bought a brand new clutch plate set and brand new springs. After I switched all that out, there's no issues. I don't feel the clutch slip at all, and I think I put about a couple hundred miles on this clutch, zero issues. Anyways, the point of this video is if you're thinking about getting a Ninja 500, I would maybe reconsider, look at some other options. You shouldn't have to deal with clutch issues into the early life of your bike. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why the manufacturer would do that, or if this was just a defective bike, but other people are having the same issues, and I don't want you to have those issues too. So maybe reconsider, find something else if you can. If not, just know there's a chance you might be replacing the clutch.